Okay, roll the camera. Oh no! Oh no! What happened? Shoot, I forgot to get dressed. Cut, you guys! I can't do that. There's no crew. There's no you guys. There's just me. So we gotta see this through, I guess. Sorry, I didn't actually forget to get dressed. I wanted to, actually I wanted to come and apologize to all of my audience and viewers today, because the Lost Arts radio project is supposed to be completely open and honest, and I thought, what better way is it than to apologize that I haven't been as good of an example as I should have, with working out as hard as I could have, and really pushing the edge of the envelope for what you can do with your body on 100% raw food, and not even supplements, you know, no powders, no protein powder, no anything, what you can do on 100% raw food. Because, see, here's the thing. When you look at the trainers of all the superheroes for the movies, like Henry Cavill for Superman, and I don't know, Christian Bale for Batman. Batman's been one of my heroes forever, but, and that's another story. But anyway, when you look at how they got trained, and they had obviously the top world-class trainers working with them, they all did pretty much the same thing, the ones that I found. And what did they do? They worked out very hard, you know, at anywhere from 2 to 6 hours a day, like 6 days a week. But see, the interesting thing is the diet. Every single one of those trainers that I've been aware of has put them on 3 foods. Meat, which means beef, chicken, or fish, you know, combinations of those all day. Steamed vegetables like broccoli being the main one, but there are other ones too. And some kind of carbohydrate like brown rice sometimes, or sweet potato, something like that, but not a lot of carbohydrates, and really small meals like 6 times a day. They all come to the same conclusion that that's what they need to create a superhero actor within you know, a few months, anywhere from say 2 to 8 months, something like that, which is very fast. And they're packing on muscle. Even for the women, they're packing on muscle, like in Wonder Woman, the training that they did. Similar thing, those same 3 foods, constantly eating when you're not hungry. Obviously, from my point of view, I think it's great what they've done. They get beautiful results. But see, what I came to over decades, and I'm looking now from an old person's point of view, I don't want to eat cooked food anymore, because the detox protocol that works the best for all the degenerative diseases and to reverse aging, which I've been working on since the 60s, and stuff like that, it all uses raw food. You know, I completely agree with Marcus Rothkranz, for example, on that, who I think is very inspiring. Raw food is just, that's where all the nutrition is, guys. That's, relatively speaking, I know you can live without ever eating raw food, but it just has so much better results. And yet, I didn't want to go off the protocol that took me decades to find for health purposes. So how can you put those together? Shoot, that's a big challenge, because most of the raw food eaters that I've met personally have been raw vegans. I used to be one of those too. I'm not now. And the reason I'm not is because I had the same results long term that most of them have, that they try to avoid with massive use of certain supplements. But I did design supplement protocols for about 20 years, 25 years, and experimented with all those. But in the end, getting more and more into live food, I realized, excuse me, synthetic supplements are not live food, but even organic, dried up, ground up powders like spirulina and stuff like that, they're 60% protein, but they're not alive. And you get to a certain point on this continuum that I've talked about, where if something's raw and organic and it's not alive, you don't want it. And I'm apparently at that point. So, and a lot of other people are too. But the question is, as a long-term raw vegan, which I used to be, I lost all my muscle mass, all the body heat, physical, you know, stability and solid centeredness, and psychological stability. Matt Monarch has talked about this happening, and I experienced it 100%. But you know, if that's an ideal diet for people health-wise to prevent all the diseases, reverse aging, and all this stuff, why do you have to be a scarecrow, you know, without supplements? Why do you have to do that? Why would you have to eat protein powder? What's wrong with the raw diet? And so eventually I had to do something that was blasphemy for the vegan world, that they think is like the worst thing in the solar system, or one of them. And that is, I had to start using raw milk. Organic raw milk from animals that are not abused at all. And they certainly don't hurt the environment. That's such a bunch of nonsense. You know, bison were all over the prairies for a long time in this country before the Europeans came over and slaughtered them all. You know, they just were unconscious people. I'm not saying they were bad, they just didn't know what was going on. You don't, first of all, meat is not ideal for people. I agree with the vegans on that. And second of all, from a consciousness point of view, if you want to evolve your consciousness, you eventually realize you can't kill or even cause unnecessary pain to other creatures. You can't do it because you're connected to them. And when you hurt them, you hurt yourself. This is in the Essene Gospel of Peace, but it's in you. And eventually, when you're brave enough, you discover it. So I did not want to go back to that, did not want to go back to cooked food, did not want to be a scarecrow. So what's the solution? So I found out that with the raw milk, I could solve a lot of the problem. And the colds and stuff that you get from being unable to tolerate it as an adult, and it looks like, what do they call it, lactose intolerance or something like that, or your blood type or something along that line. I found out that's not true at all. Because if you wait, if you clean out your system thoroughly, and then you wait for your gut to be recolonized by the bacteria and enzymes that you need to break down the milk and the milk sugar and the milk protein, it works fine. All the symptoms go away. I haven't gotten sick for I don't remember how long. So the fact that idea that milk gives you colds and everything, it's only a half truth. It depends on the condition of your body, what else you're doing, your sunlight exposure, your mindset, the whole thing. Okay, so my interest was to push the envelope. And my apology today, which is sincere, is that I haven't done it far enough, and I'm asking you guys who have joined the club, Planetary Healing Club, to push the envelope where you are, and we talk about your personal situations with health and life situations and everything that can be affected by consciousness and by fixing up your lifestyle and your diet and everything. If I'm telling you that and I'm not doing it to the next level that I could do it at, then I'm a hypocrite for that, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. So, you know, we've all made tons of horrible mistakes in our life, including certainly me, but you don't beat yourself up for that. You change it, okay? Including me, you have to change it. So a couple of days ago, I started a new protocol to see, you know, superhero training, as we found out, is lifting heavy weights, doing all the other exercise, martial arts and stuff, and meat, steamed vegetables, and brown rice or other carb like that. And I can't do that and stay on my ongoing 24/7 experimental research for health and consciousness. I can't do that protocol. But I don't want to be, excuse me, I don't want to be unable to get in good shape. And it's all relative. You get to one plateau and then another one and another one. So I've been at one for a while, and I intend to break that now, just like I'm inviting you to do. So in the club, if you want to be in that, if you're ready, if brave enough to start really working on yourself and not just talking, that which we all have to get through that barrier, then I'm going to start sharing my results in detail in the club meetings on Saturdays, which you can get into if you want, lostartsradio.com/club. And if you don't want to do that, I'll share as much as I can in these free videos, because my whole thing is, we're here for a brief period. A lot of us waste our early life, and then we figure out, whoa, how come I didn't do this, and how come I didn't realize this? I'm trying to correct that and give you as much as I possibly can. It's totally selfish. It makes me feel good, and if I can help you in any way, that makes me feel even better. So please accept my apology. I will work much harder on physical conditioning now, along with everything else that I'm doing. And if you have questions or comments or subjects you want covered or dealt with, feel free to leave them in the comments, or our Lost Arts Radio Facebook page. We have a Facebook group there. We're on other platforms too. You can see it. Go to lostartsradio.com. It tells you all about it. And we have a regular educational Sunday show on Blog Talk Radio you can go to, and all the archives are there for free going back years. I used to be trying to be invisible. I'm obviously not doing that anymore. Trying to make up for it by being the opposite. No matter what happens, I'm gonna tell you guys everything I can find out about this little issue of not getting sick anymore, not having degenerative disease, not having the usual aging, not having your energy go down, your hormones get messed up, any of that stuff. Even being assaulted with this stupid chemtrails and the microwave transmissions that they're radiating us with, even with that, you do not have to hang around feeling bad or being sick just because you know about all that. So let's improve ourselves. I'm trying to invite you to do that, and I know I've got to do better. So even as an old guy now, and you know, your life is supposed to be pretty much over at that time, I want to recalibrate to zero wherever you are, and then, as you know, figure how much farther you can get beyond that. And you don't know unless you try, and then you try some more, and then you try some more, and then you keep evaluating where you're blocking yourself and do better. And I hope that you'll see me physically reflect the improvement that's going to come from my new modified superhero training program. Yeah, obviously I'm not going to eat meat or cooked food, but I'm going to do some things really on the edge of the box there, and stay raw, organic, whole, live food, etc. So join me, okay, wherever you are. Even if you haven't gotten off a couch for 10 years, your superhero training is get up off the couch during a commercial or something, okay? If you're drinking 10 Diet Cokes a day, your superhero training can start with going down to 8. Wherever you are, just make it better. There's so many inspiring people on YouTube. They help me too. So look around, evaluate where you are, and let's try to go to the next step together, okay? And I'll see you back here soon.